So when we promoted today, Kovacs, from our assistant linebacker coach to our secondary slash safety coach, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, we're promoting it within house. Not a big deal, right? I mean, he did play safety in the NFL for 3 seasons. You know, he's been a linebacker coach slash linebacker personnel for the last 4 years. So at least he knows what he's doing. And, you know, we'll see how he works out. Well, apparently, we actually weren't the only team that was thinking about him potentially getting a job. According to NFL Network's Mike Garafolo, the Bengals blocked the request by the LA Chargers to interview him. So that's kind of why this came up so quickly. Why we promoted him from our assistant linebacker coach to our safety slash secondary coach was because the Chargers were actually trying to get him. So we kind of were in a little bit rushed to try to push him toward that spot. Now, if you remember my video earlier, it's not really that surprising because he has some experience in college football. And again, keep in mind, Jim Harbaugh coming from college football here, right? So there's that little bit of connection of like, he knows of this guy. So now that he's taking over the reins for the LA Chargers, he's going to be trying to go after everyone that he knows, / he knows how good they are. So this actually just gave me like a crazy boost of confidence that yes, we lost Robert Livingston and he went to Deion Sanders in Colorado, but it's not like we're just promoting, and I never thought like it was some slouch. But anyone who has doubts to say that we're promoting, like just anyone to this spot, you now can kind of rest assured, as they would say, because it's clear that not only were we interested in this guy to promote him, the Chargers were also interested. Now, it doesn't say if the Chargers were trying to get him for the same job or potentially a different job, because it says right here, Kovacs was always in line for the promotion before outside interest, though especially noted that Jim Harbaugh of the Chargers wanted an interview with him, as he worked under Harbaugh briefly at Michigan. So yeah, he worked with Harbaugh, as I said before, they know each other. But I'm going to guess he was interviewing for the same exact job as what we were going to hire him for. Because if it was a higher end or better job, I feel like then he got denied, actually. But I feel like there would be more talking points that story to that. So I'm going to guess it was the same exact job that we offered him. Which, again, like I said, that would be interesting, right? Because then, even if we denied him the access to interview, I feel like he would just stay with us rather than go to the Chargers. Because if you're the secondary slash safety coach here in Cincinnati, you got Jordan Battle, Dax Hill, Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Hilton, DJ Turner. We probably draft another guy, and maybe in the safety department and potentially in the cornerback department. And over there in LA, they have some good players, but I feel like we definitely have a better secondary, especially with the potential we have in our secondary to be the best. I mean, Cam Taylor-Britt arguably is a top 5 corner in the NFL. I don't care what anyone says, he is top 5. Mike Hilton, he is one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. DJ Turner is young, he's going to develop over time, but even with us losing Cheeto, I feel like he would have stayed here no matter what. Because obviously at the end of the day, anyone can, request to interview anyone. Doesn't mean that coach wants to leave or that coach wants to go somewhere. It just means that anyone can send out a thing and say, hey, I want to interview you. So, I feel like this is a job where he would have stayed. Like, if it was like, for example, Robert Livingston here, if he got a job opportunity like a defensive coordinator for a huge college like Colorado and Deion Sanders' team, then yeah, he probably would have left. But when it comes to like the same exact job, I couldn't see that he would leave or not, just stay here. Like, there would be no point to leave to go somewhere else for getting the same job, but a worse situation. If he was getting promotion, Like if they, if Jim was saying, "Hey man, we want you as defensive coordinator," absolutely he would leave. But if it's the same job, it's better to stay here, especially because you know the coaching staff. You know how lenient they're going to be on you because you're familiar with them and there's that connection over the last, 5 years with us. So, I don't know if he would have left anyway. I really don't. And I don't think it would have been smart for him to leave, especially going to a new environment across the country. You have to move your family. You have to keep that in mind with that. You gotta keep that in mind also. It's like, when it's like, well, yeah, he might have taken that job. He would have to move across the country. He probably has family here in Cincinnati. So he'd have to move across the country to another spot, completely new spot. And then again, it's not guaranteed that he'll be there more than a year, right? Because if he doesn't work out, then they'll just get rid of him. So there's always different ideas like that. But I definitely feel like he would have stayed no matter what. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. He is now our new safety/secondary coach.